girl who was there on the grid from Ahura Racing. And Solomon, you're talking about Ahura Racing earlier. I think credit to Sarosh and Ahura Racing. At one point in time, they were running an all-girls team in the racing championship. So there have been a lot of firsts that we've seen from Ahura.
I got to quickly stop that now again. Dhruv Goswami loses 2 positions there in just about one turn. He's got to be a little bit careful there as we get it around. Ahura Racing have been bringing in complete women in motorsports team, as this is part of the FMSA as well. They ran an all-woman girls team, but now they're really going around to make it a general neutral racing team and bringing in folks like Ebu Rashi. She would be hoping that they're able to get the car on time, but this battle now goes up to turn number 14, ever so close.
While we're keeping up with the race leaders, it is certain Saran Vikram Samas who's moved up to 11th. He's clocked in the fastest lap as well in this race so far. 1 minute 17.261. Remember, he started at P19 all the way back, did Saran Vikram, and he's moved up to 11th at the moment. So that tells you how good he has been. In the meantime, it's 2 Dark Dawns who are leading. And it is car number 9, and that's Mehul Agarwal. And he's closely followed by teammate Aditya Patnaik. Dhruv Goswami's dropped down to 3rd, while Bala Prasad is in 4th. And Diljit TS, who started at P1, he's dropped down to 5th. But still, we're into lap number 6. There's a lot of racing to be done here. And certainly, there will be opportunities to go on and take that race lead and move up a few positions. Monit Kumaran of Ahura Racing is in 6th. He's trying to keep up with the front lot. And he's closely followed by the former champion, who's generally we see him in the front in the top order, and that's Raghu Rangaswamy. He's 7th at the moment.
I need to talk about Monit Kumaran, the special kid from Ahura Racing, but we'll talk about that later. As Mehul Agarwal somehow holds back car number 76, Aditya Patnaik from Dark Dawn. This contest is really going to go to the wire because Aditya Patnaik is racing Mehul Agarwal. He's very clear on that. But Dhruv Goswami waiting like a sniper, Raman.
We got to talk about the fact that Aditya Patnaik, we talked about it earlier, Karthikeya was just mentioning the points tally for the rookies, and he's leading the pack with 24 points. So it just tells you how this young gun who's come through the karting program into racing, Formula Racing, is telling everyone, I belong here, I belong on this stage.
He is the senior max karting champion. He's also the vice champion in the circuit race as well. So this man has multiple race wins. On the outside is Aditya Patnaik, Mehul Agarwal on the inside. Dhruv Goswami between them saying, please give me some room. They say, no thank you, but car number 10 comes in. Bala Prasad comes in, says and knocks on the door, tries to take that advantage all the way through there as they get on the line very quickly. And this is where the contest could be the man who could take advantage. But what a special talent Monit Kumaran has been. A special boy. And then with all that they talk about special folks, he has still taken racing as his religion to really go on and really fight it with Rahul Rangaswamy. And we're going to see them right at that scene there, just trying to hold him back. But in the front is Mehul Agarwal from Team Dark Dawn.
Going slightly wide, Mehul on that occasion, but keeping that battle that we're seeing. It's Mehul Agarwal versus Aditya Patnaik, the 2 teammates from Dark Dawn having the right track at each other. And you got that one M Sport car of Dhruv Goswami sandwiched between the 2 Dark Dawns ahead of him and 2 right behind him. In the meantime, Saran Vikram we're talking about has moved up to 8th, starting from P19.
Karthikeya, the other interesting scenario is you've got 15 laps on this race, not 10. So that means that these drivers are going to go up clocking around 34 plus kilometers, close to 35 kilometers on this racetrack here at the Kari Motor Speedway. Oh, the problem's there. Lost his nose in that contact. That's unfortunate for Aditya. I'm sure that's going to affect the aerodynamics of his car. Good part is that he's got the car still running.
Let's see what happened there. He came in there. It was Mehul Agarwal. Dhruv Goswami had taken the 2nd place from him, and there you can see the contact right behind Dhruv Goswami's car, and that resulted in the nose flying away for young Aditya Patnaik. As Raman said, there might be some aerodynamics. We'll see how things pan out, how does it affect as far as his lap times and his speeds are concerned. Talking about lap times, Saran Vikram has clocked another fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 17.231. He's cracking up a few good laps there, Saran.
I must say that the nose was very well behaved. It went away. Well, the cameraman really smiling all the way. He is Shah Jahan of photographs. That's his real name as well. And we possibly got a camera versus a camera moment. This is where we go and look at Dhruv Goswami now trying to launch himself to get on to the top there. But now he's got to consolidate at number 2. Aditya Patnaik is unaffected despite the missing nose. So here we go, folks. This is where it looks like. Melo Agrawal number 1, Dhruv Goswami number 2, Aditya Patnaik at number 3, Bala Prashant 4, Diljit 5, Monik Kumaram at 6, Rahul Rangasamy at 7, Saran at number 8, Sarosh Atari at 9, Vedu Vishnu at number 10, Ashok Lal at number 11, and Yash at number 12, who set his personal best but keeps him at number 12 at the moment.
Did we just witness the multiverse of cameramen?
Oh, yes, we did. And it was like candid camera. Smile, you are on camera. And this is where we talk about multiple verses. That's nicely put, Karthi.
Now then you have Mehul Agrawal just stretching his lead slightly, about a second, just a second between himself and the lot that's following him. Dhruv Goswami is doing ever so well to try and catch up with Mehul. The battle between 3rd, 4th, 5th is intense. In fact, momentarily you can say the battle between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is going right down to the wire. And now there's a certain Monik Kumaran also, who's trying to get into the mix as far as the top 5 is concerned. Coming to end of lap number 9, it is Mehul who leads. Dhruv is 2nd, Aditya Patnaik coming in 3rd, Bala Prasad is 4th, Diljit TS is 5th. He's clocked his fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 17.536.
So on the outside line, when they're coming into turn number 3 and turn number 4, you'll find them different strategies. You're looking at Aditya Patnaik holding the very line. Diljit on the other side taking the very aggressive line. Saran Vikram Tamas is the fastest now, personal best for Diljit. So then lap times are coming down and Dhruv Goswami takes the inside. Do goes car number 9 one more time again. But this is battle where you're looking. Aditya Patnaik has a chance to take the second. Dhruv Goswami surely will not be able to consolidate on the second. We have a new number 2. Aditya Patnaik refusing to budge, being a stubborn defense so far. But we are looking at Mehul right now, and Aditya Patnaik, when he comes to the straight line, he should be able to take the second. But Dhruv Goswami knocking hard and not giving up yet.
Well, he's not giving up, but he's given up that second place, hasn't he? It is at the moment Aditya Patnaik who's in second. Right behind him is Dhruv Goswami, but I'm sure on the straight, that's where the aerodynamics will kick in. Because the car's lost its nose, I'm sure this is the chance for Dhruv Goswami to make a move once again. Take another look at this maneuver. Dhruv diving in, taking the race lead, cutting in, taking that inside line and reclaiming the lead was Mehul Agrawal. And just seeing his opportunity on the inside line. That's where you see a young Aditya Patnaik dive in and take his chances and making it count.
And this is how you do not break unless and until you are a professional racer like Dhruv Goswami. He knew there was a risk, but he had it under control. Car number 10, Bala Prashad attacking Dhruv Goswami. They have raced with each other, they've practiced with each other, they know each other's race style, and they also know where to attack. One thing about all the LGB Formula is they understand racing, they also understand what you're going to bring the next ace out of the card. Dhruv Goswami now has to contend to really hold back Bala Prashad, and right ahead, folks are moving up. We are counting down. After this, we're going to be left with just 4 laps to go. It is still Saran Vikram Tamas, the fastest of them all, who's in position number 7. Started on P19 and up to P7.
What a race it's been for Saran. He's in amongst points now, finishing. He will certainly try and move up and get a couple of more places done. Now he's coming on the inside as Dhruv Goswami makes his move, takes the second, but there's that challenge coming in from Aditya Patnaik. Can he hold on to his second place? Well, at the moment it seems like he can, but he's got a good line. Is on the inside, Aditya Patnaik on the outside, and it is Dhruv Goswami who's taken that second place back from Aditya on the inside, waited for his opportunity, and the moment he saw it, he zoomed past Aditya to make it into 2, but knowing Aditya, he will have a right crack once again. On that turn on the inside is Mehul Agrawal. In fact, it is Dhruv Goswami who continues to stay second.
the interesting part is the battle that's now unfolding, not just for the second place, but also for the fifth place. I just get a feeling here that Monit Kumaran from Ahura Racing is trying to reel in Diljit TS. Keep an eye out there. Keep an eye out. Of course, Dhruv at the moment just reclaiming that second spot, but only just. There's a battle on for 5th, 6th and 7th. At the moment, Diljit is in 5th. Monit is in 6th, but there is the Saran Vikram who's challenging him. And I get a feeling that Saran has he's just moved ahead. What fantastic maneuver. I think Saran Vikram's moved into 6th now.
Yes, absolutely. You can see that white car on your screen right in the background. That's Saran Vikram, started from P19. He is moved into the top 6. Diljit remains 5th. You got Mehul Agarwal, your race leader, about 3.5 seconds ahead of the rest of the crew. So that's a comfortable lead for him going into lap number 13. And that battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th continues. And I have a feeling that Saran Vikram will probably join the party very, very soon.
You're absolutely spot on as far as Saran Vikram is concerned. But Dhruv Goswami, who is very, very close to getting a warning, because when you are defending a corner, you can only move once. And you are sliding and turning at the same time, and then trying to defend on the inside and then trying to switch his nose on the outside. So this is going to be a very friendly, maybe a back on the knuckle, but then Mehul Agarwal will be definitely looking to try and cover the inside when he was trying to defend. But Dhruv is trying to cover the whole track. Masterclass in how to defend, but there is could be a warning. Car number 99 comes into the mix. Saran Vikram Tamas. Monit Kumaran is a mere passenger there again. Literally, the space was given and space was taken by Rahul Rangasamy, who's already up to position number 7.
So that battle between Saran Vikram, Monit and Ragul intensifies at the mid-pack. There you have it. It's Saran Vikram closely followed by Monit, and you see the yellow car in the background. Oh, braking hard there. Young Aditya Patnaik going on the inside of the track, but regains his position on the track. There you can see the middle pack coming in now. This is intense. We're into lap number 13. In fact, this is the penultimate lap. This is the 14th lap that has just started, and the pressure that is there between on the young lads of Dhruv Goswami, Aditya Patnaik, Bala Prasad, Diljit TS, all of them having a right track. But that battle for 2nd and 3rd is the one we will keep an eye out on. At the moment, it is Dhruv Goswami who's winning that battle.
When you try and cut a corner, you infer taking an advantage. But then, in this particular case, when he cut the corner, there was no real advantage that he gained. It just outbraked himself. But now, Dhruv Goswami versus Aditya Patnaik, that is a battle that is going to go on to the last lap. Cameras are ready because we are expecting a photo finish and a drag race to the finish line. Bring on the hammer, as this is last lap. As we get on to lap number 15, it's Mehul Agarwal in the lead. But the fight between Dhruv Goswami versus Aditya Patnaik versus Bala Prasad could be a very close one. Dhruv Goswami come closest to the wall. He needs to cover turn 1 and he masterly covers Aditya Patnaik. Now feeling there's a little bit of an aero disadvantage that he's really facing right now. But right behind, Rahul Rangasamy is trying to get past. And here is somebody who's trying to push on the car out of that line so that there is absolute clear racing all the way. One more retirement, but Dhruv Goswami is still defending and defending well. It's an advantage at the moment.
Well, every time young Aditya Patnaik would come through that corner 1, 2 and 3, he would see the nose of his car lying there and he'd be thinking, what if nose was still there? I could have probably challenged Dhruv Goswami a little more. What if, it was still there? The aerodynamics might have been better, and on that straight, he could have tried to make a right match of it. But in the end, you have a Dhruv Goswami who's doing ever so well to defend his 2nd place finish, because, Mehul Agarwal is reeled away from the rest. He's about 4.5 seconds ahead of the rest of the pack. So Mehul Agarwal is comfortably leading this race. There you have Dhruv Goswami in 2nd. And that's your race leader coming through that final corner. Already celebrating is Mehul Agarwal, going through towards the checkered flag to take the race win in the LGB Formula 4 categories. Mehul Agarwal who comes in first, Dhruv Goswami 2nd, and young Aditya Patnaik has to settle for 3rd. What an effort from Aditya Patnaik. Bala Prasad comes in 4th, Diljit TS takes the 5th, and Saran Vikram Tamas, what a race he's had, starting from P19, finishing in 6th.
I'm going to request our wonderful camera crew if they can actually bring the rewind button on Mehul Agarwal. He was doing the Gangnam style. and he was crossing that line, zigzag. He was celebrating it. Mehul Agarwal, great win, great driver, but not a great dancer, but never matters because he really made it count out there again and he really pulled it out together. Mehul Agarwal takes the win, and it is Dhruv Goswami at number 2, Aditya Patnaik. What a hard-fought win for him. Diljit, the man who started on pole position, finishes at number 5. Let's have a look at that Gangnam style again. He's waving his hand, you move to the flick, move to the right. Well, we were commentating on the dance and not the race line. It's all about that raw emotions out there. Lay it out there because you race with your heart on your sleeve.
This is terrific. Absolutely brilliant from Mehul Agarwal. You know, he saw his opportunity in the middle of the race to get his race lead, and then from there on, he absolutely dominated that race lead. In fact, with every passing lap, he continued to build that gap between himself and the rest of the crew, and eventually, in the end, it was a fairly comfortable win for Mehul Agarwal. There you have it, car number 9, Mehul Agarwal, the lad who comes from Kolkata. Well, he's just had finished off his Durga Puja, and he's come here and he's conquered the first race in the LGB Formula 4. He's delighted with that. As it, look at the joy on his face, and well, you can see, well, he just wants to get out of the car and celebrate, but the car's not allowing him. There you have it. That's the dance of glory for Mehul Agarwal, your race winner in the LGB Formula 4 category. Then you have young Dhruv Goswami coming in second, and Aditya Patnaik coming in third. What a race, Solomon, what a race.
Well, if you're looking at the fastest lap time, it was Saran Vikram Tamas, but between the 3 of them, Dhruv Goswami was clearly the fastest. Mehul Agarwal, this means so much to him. He just didn't want to let go of that moment. When you are fighting so hard, you really lay it out there. Well done, Mehul Agarwal. Dark Dawn 1 up. But Dhruv Goswami very much in the hunt. And it's still very early days. But this is the wonderful and extraordinary Curry Motor Speedway. The history of racing is right here again. Remember, it was an airfield, and today we have an F3 graded track. We are putting up even an F4 challenger. This is the LGB Formula 4.
Well, you look at Mehul Agarwal in the weekend he had in the past. Well, it wasn't a great weekend for Mehul in the Dark Dawn. Finished 9th, 12th, and 10th. Had 0 points before the start of this race, and he's come back roaring with a race win. Full 10 points for Mehul Agarwal. Then you got you have Dhruv Goswami as well. He was in the top 4 as far as the Drivers' Championship is concerned with 11 points. Had a race win in the previous round, but this time round he has to settle for second. You can see the cars on the left, the 2 Dark Dawns and an M Sport in between. Those are your race winners. And then, but we have to say a few words about Saran Vikram and the effort that he has put in. Remember, he started it way back in P19, right at the back of the grid, and in the end, he came roaring and finished in 6th position. Saran Vikram, who comes from Chennai, a terrific race for him as well. But the only cherry on the cake would have been had he finished in a podium position. But, well, that belongs to Mehul, Dhruv, and Aditya Patnaik. What a race. The battle, I think, between Dhruv Goswami and Aditya Patnaik was something that we'd been looking for throughout that race, and what a finish. What a finish we saw. Comfortable for Mehul, but the gap between second, third, and that battle between second and third went right down till the wire. Now we'll go down to the Weybridge area where we have Raman Madot catching up with the race winners.
Thank you, Karthikeya. I got Mehul here with me. Congratulations on that race win.
Yeah, it was a great race with Dhruv in the start. I mean, we both went off a few times trying to overtake each other. But I mean, I think at the end I had the edge over the rest. So yeah, here we are.
Here we are, of course, a 15-lap race. It was competitive for quite a while, till about the 9th or 10th lap. The two of you were pretty much at it at loggerheads, and then you pulled away.
Yeah, I mean, the people at the back just started fighting so much, so I saw my chance and I ran away with it. I mean, with this fever also, I just didn't want to take any risks towards the end of the lap, so I just kept pushing and pushing. Until the last lap, I saw it's the last, and I mean, I slowed down a little bit. Yeah, I'm pretty knackered out from this race.
I can imagine that I said it before the race, the best medicine for recovery is a win. I said a podium finish, you managed a win. Congratulations.
Better medicine.
That's the best medicine. Go well for the remainder of the weekend as well. And better get some rest. Of course, I have to tell everyone, in case you had missed the start, he hasn't been keeping well over the last 2 or 3 days. Came into this race a little iffy in terms of health, but he still notched up a race win. Let's have a quick chat with Dhruv. Dhruv, just talk us through the race, because you saw your chance right in the first lap, overtook the pole sitter Diljit, and then were involved in quite a few skirmishes.
I mean, yeah, we got a really good start. We were leading into C1. But after that, it was just, it was like a dogfight. Everyone was like, it was like a pack of 6 cars. And one mistake and like 3 cars pass you. So finishing P2 after that race it feels good. I mean, it was a real clean battle with Mehul and Aditya. I mean, yeah, I'm just grateful for my team, Nandana, Mutwan, and everyone in the team for giving me such a nice car to drive.
I'd said it before the start of the race. You knew it coming into the race that in the top 5, when you've got 4 cars from a rival team, then it's always going to be tough. But you made the perfect start by taking the race lead early on, and then the bunch caught up with you.
I mean, yeah, it was. It was pretty fair, to be honest. Like everyone left enough room. No one was squeezing the doors anywhere, and but yeah, it's just good fighting, and that's what the sports need. The sport needs.
Absolutely, and thank you so much for providing the excitement in this race, and congratulations on a podium finish as well.
Thank you so much.
There you have it. Dhruv Goswami comes in second in this race. Let's have a quick chat with this young lad. One look at Aditya Patnaik, and you get a feeling that he's probably preparing for his engineering exams, which I may not be wrong about. But the interesting story is how the race went for you.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty much in third, basically the whole race, second once here and there. Unfortunately, at the end, couldn't get Dhruv. I mean, I had a fantastic battle with him, well defended to him, hats off to him. But I'll take the P3, I'll take the points, and we'll move on to the next race.
And what about the nose? You pretty much thought you had your chances, then rammed into the car ahead, lost the nose, and did that affect the aerodynamics of your car as well?
Yeah, of course, a little bit it will. But, I mean, it's okay. It happens. This is racing.
Just talk us through that battle, because, Dhruv knew he was a marked man with the dark dawn racing cars around him. You also had a couple of teammates. There was Bala, who was pretty close at times. He thought he had an opening. Diljit had fallen behind the pack. He was running 5th, wanting to make a comeback. So there was an internal healthy battle going on between the teammates as well.
Yeah, it was a good dynamic because, I mean, of course, I also want to help my teammates, want to get a good result for the team also. So it was just about making sure there's a good balance between attacking and not really defending so much, but just trying to hold position.
It's been a good race for you. Enjoy the podium finish. The 3rd place has done wonders for you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
There you have it, a happy lad, young Aditya. Of course, as far as a young rookie is concerned, he's making his mark here in the JK Tyre Formula LGB 4. What we'll do is head back to Karthike in the combox.
It's time to break free. Break away from the routine. To the greens. And get lost in the world within. To steer through, to stop. Start again. Go forth. Shed your inhibitions and just let it all go. With JK Tyre's Ranger 80, made of tough, made for adventure. For the ones who are wide at heart. JK Tyre, total control.
मैडम जी वो सारे पैसे लेके भाग गए और मेरा वड़ा पाव भी ले गए।
दिखाते हैं इनको।
मोटे वड़ा पाव? हीलर, निकाल दे इसके हवा।
पंक्चर के बाद भी इससे हवा नहीं निकलेगी, क्योंकि ये है JK पंक्चर गार्ड टायर, जो कील लगने के बाद भी होता है हील।
क्यों निकल गई हवा?
JK पंक्चर गार्ड टायर, अब हवा नहीं निकलेगी।
Right, then we've just witnessed a terrific race, and these are the highlights of what we've just seen. It is the LGB Formula 4 race number 1 of the weekend. Diljit TS starting at pole position. And you had Dhruv Goswami starting at P2. Not a great start for one of the Ahura Racings. You can see the back just stalled there, and very quickly coming through that first corner, Dhruv Goswami had taken the lead away. We'll come back to the highlights in a moment as we switch over towards the prize distribution ceremony. So now this is the prize distribution ceremony underway. Young Aditya Patnaik taking the 3rd place on the podium. Terrific battle between him and Dhruv Goswami, who takes the 2nd spot. And Mehul Agarwal, as Raman said, hadn't been keeping well for the last couple of days, and that's the best pill to have. Right at the top of the podium, a race win for Mehul Agarwal. It's Mr. Prithvi Raj, who's handing over the trophies. First one handed to young Aditya Patnaik. As you remember, he's also leading the category in the rookies. Settling for 2nd this time. Dhruv did not have a great weekend last time round. 0 points from the first round for Dhruv Goswami. In fact, I beg your pardon, for Mehul Agarwal. Dhruv had a race win last time round. This time settling for 2nd. And the lad who had no points in the previous round starts off with a race win. A broad smile, and why not? Just raced away from everybody else. In the end, the last 3, 4, 5 laps was fairly comfortable for Mehul Agarwal. What a race, and what a race win for Mehul.
Great result for Team Dark Dawn Racing as well. You get a 1 and 3. You had drivers in the top 5. Of course, the Tuners Trophy being clinched by Dark Dawn Racing as well, thanks to that race win.
So Dark Dawn continues building up and picking up points in the Constructors' Championship as well. We saw that in the first weekend, and pocket loads of points, and this time round as well they've started well with a few points in their kitty. So I think Afzal Riaz will be a very happy man. There he is. Talk of Afzal, and he's right there on the stage. He's there. He'll be very happy with the points that his boys are accumulating in the Constructors' Championship.
Well, he said that when I asked him before the start of the race about how do you set up the cars for your team, he says it's one setup for all my drivers, and you've got to try and adapt to that setup. I'll give you the best setup that I feel, and I'll give it across cars, and then it's up to the drivers to try and adapt to that setup and get the maximum out of it.
Well, that's the formula you were talking about with him earlier, and I think the formula has been working very well as far as Dark Dawn is concerned. It's worked wonders for Mehul Agarwal in this race. There you can see right in the middle of your screen with a broad smile, and he's delighted with this race win is Mehul Agarwal. Now asking the other boys to come and join in on the top of the podium for a group photo. It's always good to see healthy competition on the track and camaraderie off the track as well. It's all young guys and having a great time. There you have it. The biggest smile on the stage at the moment is Mehul Agarwal, and why not?
The only thing they'll have to look at is whether that position was gained when he moved into the lead. Was that a fair overtake? Because there was some contact that happened between the cars, so there may be some talk about it, albeit the drivers have all said that it was a very fair race. And let's take a look at the race highlights one more time.
So was Diljit TS, who started at P1, had Mehul starting in the 2nd row. Dhruv Goswami had a good opportunity starting at P2, and there you can see the yellow car on the right of the screen very quickly, and a very good start, and straight away towards that corner number 1 went on to take the race lead. Diljit TS dropped down to 2nd, and Aditya Patnaik had moved into 3rd.
I think there was a problem for Rashi Jitendra Shah's car, which stalled on the starting grid itself and had to be wheeled into the pit lane. That was an unfortunate start to the race for the young driver from Ahura Racing, the only girl on the grid. But this is what happened. great start for Dhruv Goswami, who shot into the lead. Remember, he'd won the last race of the previous round, had Dhruv Goswami. So he came in with a lot of confidence, said that it was important for the M Sport driver to move into the race lead early because there were 4 Dark Dawn racing cars in the top 5. So he would have gotten sandwiched between them. Had he got caught between them, took the race lead. Now this was the incident I was talking about. The little contact and going off the track but coming back on and claiming the race lead. That was what Mehul did, and he moved into the race lead after overtaking Dhruv. I'm sure that's one maneuver, that's one point which maybe the race officials will be taking a look at.
I think they certainly will have a look at it, but you know, at the end of the race when he spoke to Dhruv, and you know, he said that yeah, it was a tight race, everybody was having the right go, but in the end he thought it was a fair race. So well, I'm not very sure if he'll appeal against it or not. We'll just have to wait and watch. By this time Dhruv Goswami had dropped down to 3rd, as you can see, with Aditya Patnaik moving into 2nd, Mehul Agarwal continuing to keep the race lead with him, and by now you can see Aditya Patnaik's car was intact and had the nose in. Monit Kumran was also in the top 5, top 6. Diljit TS also in top 5 along with Bala Prasad. There you can see Bala Prasad in 4th, Diljit TS in 5th, and that was the Ahura car number 18. That was Monit Kumran Srinivasan, who comes from Chennai, coming through towards the end of yet another lap, onto that back straight. And this is where, you know, these cars go fastest on the racetrack. And again, it was the 2 Dark Dawns, and this is something that Raman was talking about as the sole and lonely M Sport car in the front pack. You do not want to get sandwiched between the 2 Dark Dawns ahead and 2 Dark Dawns behind, and that's exactly what happened with Dhruv. This is where the contact between Aditya Patnaik and Dhruv Goswami happened, and that's where Aditya Patnaik lost the nose of his car. In the meantime, Mehul had moved ahead. He'd moved into 1st place, and that battle now from here on till the end of the race for 2nd and 3rd between Dhruv Goswami and Aditya Patnaik continued. From here on, we saw Mehul gradually, with every passing lap, increasing the gap between himself and the others, although there was the challenge from Dhruv Goswami coming in. I think Diljit TS will be probably a bit disappointed, starting at P1 and had to finish at 5th.
Kartikeya, you just stole the words from my mouth, because I think there are 2 sides to the coin. What Dark Dawn Racing would be looking at is the fact that a lot of young race drivers have done exceedingly well. You're looking at the young Aditya Patnaik, who's finished 3rd in this race overall in his rookie season in the Formula LGB4. I think that's a huge plus. You know, he's leading the overall rookie standings in the Formula LGB4 category, but overall coming in 3rd, challenging the top 2 for most part of the race, finishing ahead of seasoned campaigners like Diljit TS and Rahul Rangaswamy and Sarosh Ritaria. I think it's credit to this young lad who's come through the karting ranks into racing, into Formula racing. I think it's a great result. So yes, that's one way of looking at it, that Diljit TS would be disappointed not finishing in the top 3. But on the other hand, I think you've got to look at these young racers. You've got to look at the young Dhruv Goswami, you've got to look at the young Aditya, especially in the rookie season. This, of course, is the race win for Mehul, another young lad who's done exceedingly well.
Well, the future certainly seems very, very bright as far as Dark Dawn is concerned, or maybe, you know, motorsports is concerned in all.
So what we've seen is race 1 on Saturday. Of course, so we've got race 2 coming up at 4:15. Do join us there.
अंजनीयाय विद्महे वायुपुत्राय धीमहि तन्नो हनुमत् प्रचोदयात्।